Super Sentai is in a bad place, and if you believe a specific set of leaks that have been pretty spot on, Ryusoulger is the final attempt at another success for the franchise before cancellation. But how exactly did a franchise over 40 years old get here? To figure that out, we need to go all the way back to Tokusatsu. Tokusatsu was Sentai's first attempt at a series focused on train imagery. For those not in the know, there's a surprisingly huge train culture in Japan, including train otaku. It seemed like a natural idea to follow up the massively successful Kyoryuger with something that had a shot at being just as big. Even still, Bandai Namco set projections of 12.0 billion yen for Tokusatsu, below the 14.4 billion yen that Kyoryuger earned. Tokusatsu earned 11.3 billion yen, missing projections and underperforming. Now, this isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Tokusatsu's commercial performance means only a handful of shows performed better than it as a toy line over the last decade. Unfortunately, it's probably here where you can say Tokusatsu is the last hit Sentai has had as a brand. Ninja comes next, and Bandai Namco was hoping to rebound with a crazy ninja series that fused various concepts into one show. At the press conference, it was announced that the show would be about anything fun, which explains the crazy mishmash of ideas found in its mecha. Bandai Namco once again set revenue forecasts for the line at 12.0 billion yen with a predicted earning of 7.0 in the first 6 months of 2015. In its entire run, Ninja would go on to make 7.8 billion yen. It was one of Sentai's worst performers in over a decade. Ryusoulger, the big 40th anniversary series, comes and it does a little better, 8.8 billion yen. Q-Ranger, the big show with 12 Rangers, a bigger main team than any before it, makes 9.1 billion yen, less than the modest goal of 11 billion yen set out by Bandai Namco. Between Gokaiger and Tokusatsu, things seem to be going upwards. There was only one show that didn't perform well, Go Busters. Here we had 4 shows in a row that underperformed against forecast. And so this brings us to Lupin Ranger vs. Pat Ranger, a year in which Sentai performed so badly that it will probably go down as the least profitable year ever for Sentai. And that's not a good look for your 43-year-old brand to investors. We can see in the last 2 years that Toei and Bandai have definitely tried to shake things up a bit for Sentai. Q-Ranger gave us that large core cast, Lupin Ranger vs. Pat Ranger gave us the first Versus series with 2 main teams, and now we're back to dinosaurs. In the past, we've had about 10 years between each dinosaur series, but now we're going back there after about 6. This is a sign that there's desperation setting in. Bandai Namco has been lowering the forecast earnings for each Sentai series for the last couple of years, and it doesn't look great to investors when your line can't even meet those low standards. There's also the Power Rangers factor in here. When Bandai Namco releases its earning figures, they give numbers in 2 categories, toys and hobbies and group-wide. Group-wide is usually double or more of what any given year's Sentai line did in toys and hobbies. This means you can probably add in Power Rangers there, and the rest of Sentai in Asia. But here's where the problem is. Hasbro owns Power Rangers now. I'm not entirely sure what this means for the future, but I'd guess Bandai Namco will see a small licensing fee that they can add into those reports and not much else. This means that there's going to be a substantial drop in the overall numbers for Super Sentai next year, no matter how good Ryusoulger does. But that's okay. I mean, it's not. But if the toys and hobby area, the numbers related to toys, does okay, that means Sentai could be in good shape, at least for another year. But how did Sentai really get here? That's hard to pinpoint. I personally think it's the robots. Sentai's main sellers are robots, and when you compare Sentai robots to the stuff other brands aimed at the same audiences are selling, it's clear to see that Sentai is lagging in quality. This sort of seems reflected in the Ryusoulger teasers and trailers. The robot is sleek, slim, and the action looks to be faster paced than what we've had in years before. It's amazing that Sentai's managed to hold on for this long, but it has. Jun Hikasa, the producer on various shows including Gao Ranger and Goseiger, is now the president of Toei TV. I get the feeling he's the reason Toei and Bandai haven't pulled the plug on Sentai just yet. This is a guy that came up through Sentai and must really want it to survive, but after a while, there's not a lot that even the president can do. If Ryusoulger underperforms or flat out does bad, there's the implication that kids just aren't into the Sentai formula anymore. If even dinosaurs can't give Sentai a great year, then where do you go from there? Where can you go from there? Cancellations aren't always permanent, but a break with a few years of market research might do the brand a world of good in being something people can get excited about again. And we're back to the end card thing. So thanks a ton for watching that Hibiki video. I poured a ridiculous amount of time into that thing, and I'm really happy to see all the positive feedback. Hopefully this video doesn't have too many audio issues. If it does, I'll go be sad about it for a bit, and then I'll try to see what I can do for the next video, but hopefully it's a lot better. So I guess part of the reason I made this video was because I was trying to figure out where has Sentai gone wrong and how can you fix it. I don't necessarily think that it's the show's fault, because you can have a really bad show with a really great performance as a toy line. So I guess tell me, if you could fix Sentai, what exactly would you do to change it? Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the comments.